Hey guys, you made man action. Bring us some more. Charles. Hey guys, you made man action. Bring us some more things, right? Ace Attorney, Trials, and Tribulations. So let's go ahead and start this cross examination. So Furio Tiger says he did actually go to Cherpion, but he never actually met the guy. He met the victim in person. Instead, when he got there, the guy was already dead, and he had split before the police could show up. The kid was making a fuss about coming into the office. It's always that way when I want to talk about repayments. Even though I got the best punching bag. Okay, I don't care about the punching bag, mate. Maybe it's because of the punching bag that people are scared to come. No, it's because of you're gonna turn them into a punching bag. That's why. You're gonna try it again. Blah blah blah. Just earn yourself a penalty. I'll suck it down. Wait, do I get in trouble for this? You gotta be kidding me. I get in trouble for wrestling now? Okay, last time I didn't get in trouble, but now I get in trouble. Why didn't you guys tell me this? Fuck you guys. Anyway, I don't know. I was maybe they did tell me. I don't know, but I get in trouble for this. Anyway, I laid out a table stiff as concrete. It was concrete. I figured it was placed around here, so we split. Irons. Okay, so we went back to his office. Okay, so this is where I opened the door and saw one ugly scene. You didn't see jack shit, mate. You know why? You know why you didn't see jack shit? If you can find it. Is this it? You see why? Here, let's check the floor plans. When you open the door, what do you see? This is where Glenn Elg was. When you open the door and you come through here, you see the cash register and the all that stuff. But there's a partition here. So you must have walked at least up to here to have seen anything. So, mate, you're bullshitting. You're something of a loan collecting pro, are you, Mr. Tiger? No one escapes the Tiger's clutches. Well, I'm something of a lie detecting pro. And no one escapes the Phoenix's clutches. I think it's time we got something straight. What's this, right? A new line of irrelevant questioning? These are the floor plans of the crime scene. You say you were standing at the entrance, Mr. Tiger. From there, your field of view would have covered an area something like this. Indeed, the witness would have had a clear view of the victim's seat. Isn't that what I said? I saw the back of the kid's head. No, you didn't. Unfortunately for you, that's impossible. If the court would think back, you'll remember that between each of the tables is a tall partition. Why, that's true. Now look at the plans again. The truth is painfully obvious. From the entrance, the field of vision of any customer walking in is here. So, from the entrance of Tribulations, you couldn't have seen the victim's seat. But you did see the victim that day, because you met him with him. Wrong! Have you forgotten the old man's testimony yesterday? The victim was alone at his table. But the defense just proved that point to be moot. The victim witnessed by Mr. Kudo was not Glenn Elg, but it was a fake. What? In order to have Mr. Kudo falsely testify, the real killer posed as the victim he had just killed and acted out straight. That will do. This trial has gone on long enough without the obvious questions being answered. Who exactly was this real killer who impersonated the victim? You say the killer murdered Glenn Elk and then impersonated his victim in a performance for Victor Kudo. In that case, Mr. Wright, reveal the identity of the criminal to the court. It's none other than the witness on the stand, Furio Tiger. The killer is Furio Tigre. No one else could have done it. What? Well, witness? Now, that's cute. You think you can pin this on the tiger? Maybe you just don't understand. The tiger is the king of the jungle. That's the line, actually. You're threatening me, Mr. Tiger? You can't threaten me. It's the defense. Go ahead and tell the witnesses, right? Dude! Come on! Grow some backbone! You've got guts, I'll give you that. But, Mr. Wright, do you not leave me to handle this alone? Ha! Perhaps I can end this embarrassment. Mr. Godo? Let's just go back over Mr. Kudo's testimony one more time. The old man didn't see just the victim. Oh, no. The servant girl brought... Okay, we know about this. The servant girl brought him cappuccino. And then sprayed the white powder in it. The fact remains, he saw the accused put the poison into the coffee. Yeah, that's true. It was the waitress who poisoned. No, very impressive, Mr. Godo. Waiting for my absence to launch your attack. Ha! Found your pen at last, right? It was in my pocket. But anyway, Mr. Kudo witnessed two people that day. He saw the victim, the supposed Glenn Elk, and the waitress from behind. Yes, your point, Mr. Wright? I think the conclusion is obvious. If this Glenn Elk was really the killer in disguise, then surely it's possible the waitress was also a part of the show. What, you mean the waitress was an imposter as well? The defendant, Miss Bride, fell unconscious immediately after the incident. And someone used her fainting to hatch an elaborate plan to pin the murder on her. Who on earth was that? Who was the waitress that Mr. Kudo witnessed? There's none other than Tigre's partner in crime, female Viola Cadaverni. Who is this woman? Her name is Viola Cadaverni. She's an employee of Tenderlander. He's making a big mistake. Do you know who Viola's grandfather is? You better be going home in an armored truck tonight, if you know what I mean. Stop shaking, Nick. Where was I? Yes, the defendant, Miss Bright, has stated the following. Well, okay, we know about this. The counter, there was another customer in the restaurant. Yep. She was sort of creepy. You already said that. Too many contradictions in the case. The second man at the table, who nobody but Miss Bright seemed to have seen. I think the timelines have been kind of skewed. We think that everything happened at the same time, but I think everything happened in completely different. Yeah, the whole incident took place. One for real, one for show. Yep. And Mr. Furio Tiger, the only person who could have committed the crime, was you. That's cute. Sorry? You's alright. I could do with a guy like you around. What do you mean? Okay, I'm in on this game. I'm gonna have to charter a jet to get me to my meeting now, but I'm gonna give you one more thing to think about before I go. Something to think about. You's got it all wrapped up nice, huh, right? But you's missed out one real important thing. But that can't be. I was in the joint that day, and I met the kid too, so you lied twice. But I couldn't have poisoned him, you see. What? Do you really expect us to believe you now, Mr. Tigre? Ha! What a troublemaker. Troublemaker? That's the kindest word I will use to describe him. Looks like we're going to need another one for the road. One more steaming cup of hot testimony. Who keeps sliding him? I think I've asked this question before, but who keeps sliding him those coffees, man? Or is he secretly Magneto? I mean, he does look like something out of the X-Men. Ties to the victim. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to clash. $100,000. Wow, that's a lot of money. That day, he was due to have a little chat. The kid had hit his paycheck that he received. So anyway, he tells me he's got no way to pay up. I'm about to flatten the guy when he starts screaming, "Yes, I won $500,000. He got lucky. You know, real lucky. If that waitress hadn't done what she'd done, everything would have been over. I've got the big to take account. Interest to build fast, you know. That's faster than fast. $100,000 is twice its principal. And the payment deadline was December 3rd, the day of the incident in question. Yeah, he was one lucky kid. He got that $500,000 just in time. So I ain't got no reason to kill a kid. And if I ain't got no motive, you ain't got no case. His motive? He has one. But what is it? Because it wasn't about... Do I still get in trouble for pressing stuff? I don't know. It doesn't look like it. Did he have any way of repaying the loan back? The fuel was a gambler. He said he couldn't give it up until he landed a big win. So I agreed to help him. Help him? You? I kept hitting him with ideas for ways he could win. He could get a big win, but the guy kept losing. So you were helping him for his sake, or out of yours? Win through compromise. You just help me, I help you. What's the difference, huh? I don't believe this. Nick, why would anyone really ever loan money to someone they thought was unreliable? Like, for example, if it were you, I'd only loan you $5, man, because that's all you have. That's your net worth, Maya. That's literally your net worth. So how much were you expecting to pay back on that day? What do you think? The whole package, $100,000 including interest. That's a really heavyweight. That's a real heavyweight punch. Once a client misses a repayment, you call the whole loan in. You wanna make it in my world? That's what all you just got to do. How many times I had Mr. Planet L? Once. Okay. How much was he supposed to pay back every month? $50. Sounds like Mr. L was in a really sticky spot. Yeah, $50 a month. You never pay that huge loan off. Yeah. So anyway, okay. Arguing about a guy who has 58 cents in his wallet. He seems to have, yeah, very brave, man. That guy was smooth. I tell you, he was real smooth. You'll have your money in less than 5 minutes. That's what he says to me. The guy then calls me the tender tiger. He was getting on thin ice with me. Okay. Okay. Did he actually win Yeah, 1:30 p.m. And so that figures the time you two met with some accuracy. Yeah, you guys met at 1:30. And the whole scene happened at 2 o'clock. I can still see the kid's face now. I ain't gonna forget it. I don't remember. If there was no one there, I'll wear that ridiculous tiger suit for a month. Mr. Armstrong, Maggie, if I'm right, Viola Cadaverini. Cadaverini. Is that how you say Cadaverini or Cadaverini? I keep saying Cadaverini. I don't know. I just can't call it Viola. That's easy. But you wouldn't normally expect to win the lottery, would you? The underlying belief that your next roll will end the worst losing streak you ever had, that's what defines a true gambler. It makes it sound so cool. Don't be tempted, Nick. You haven't got the willpower for it. Gamble responsibly, people. Done. Everything looking fun. The waitress, you mean? The girl with the glasses in the defender's chair. Who else would it gonna mean? If she hadn't got in the way, things would have been bada bing, bada boom. Over and done with. Ask about what Maggie did. What exactly are you implying the defendant did? How about you go ask Four Eyes about a $500,000 ticket? She wanted it so bad, she poisoned Elle's coffee. Like theory, your word hasn't held water yet lately, Mr. Tigre. Let's not forget this witness the witness was actually at the scene, right? The law doesn't exactly agree with deals some of the deals I sent down. I couldn't be there when the cops show up, so I split. I see. Your Honor, the witness' last few statements are worth a good 2 cups of coffee. I concur, Mr. Godot. You will amend your testimony accordingly, witness. Ha. So that's what you're after. Nick's right. Okay. Thanks for what you did. The kid was over. Okay. So you're trying to pin it on Maggie. What do you mean things would have been over and done with? Are you as old there or what? I'm talking about the cash. I was there to get my $100 back. $100,000, sorry. Bucks back. That's all. I'm a businessman. It was all coming together before that wind just got in my way. As far as I can tell from the witness's testimony, other than recouping his loan, Mr. Tigre had no motive for killing the victim. Well, Mr. Wright, are you happy with his testimony, or would you like to amend it? Amend it. I'm not going to get anywhere with the testimony at the time. Your Honor, the defense would like the testimony to be amended. Very well. Witness, you will amend your testimony to reflect the recent statements, please. Oh, no, I don't know the reason to kill the guy. I know exactly why you killed him, you son of a... I know exactly why you did it. We're forgetting one last thing. This. The MC Bomber TD. Okay. I loaned the guy the cash, so that's my right. Unfortunately for Mr. L, I don't believe the $100 is what you were after. What are you try? What else would a moneylender be after other than money? Oh, the moneylender was after money, but money is totally different. different league. The kind of money that a single disc like this would fetch. What is that? A computer virus, Your Honor. A virus called MC Bomber. A computer virus? What does one of those do? A computer virus is a program that wreaks havoc on the inside of a computer. A computer? What does one of those do? Dude, how long have you been stuck in this courtroom that you don't know what a computer is? I mean, this is set in 2013 or 2023 or something like that. 2013, I think. That's where it's set. But in this case, which is weird, because this is actually set in... When this game was released, it's set in 2013, I think. So when this game was released, which was a long time ago, when it was like 2003. It was like long time ago when the GBA was out. So it's like how but in Back to the Future they go to 2015 and it's all futuristic and shit, and they have hoverboards, and like the actual 2015 is nothing like that. This is how Phoenix Wright is, because they went to the future. They set this game in the future, which is now the past, but it's actually, yeah, I don't remember people still having those kind of brick phones even now, like, exactly. The witness may have poor fashion sense, but he is by no means an idiot, right? A man like him could get his hand on $1 million without resorting to murder. Of course he did, provided that he had time. But what if he needed the money right then? Oh yes! That makes no sense. That makes sense now. It all makes sense now. Why he needed the money and why he killed him for it. Sheriff, why did Mr. Tigre need the money? He needed the money because of this. In December of last year, you found yourself in a need of a huge amount of money. About 6 months ago, you were involved in a traffic accident, weren't you? An accident involving a car and a scooter in which a young woman was injured. She was taken to the hospital where she underwent surgery. Where did you get all this info? These medical paper documents the treatment. These medical papers document the treatment of the young woman in question. According to these, her operation cost $1 million. $1 million. Payment for these expenses. If you didn't know, that was Austin Powers reference there. Payment for these expenses was due in December of last year and was paid in full. $1 million? A preposterous sum. Someone should sue the HMOs. Ha! No one would pay a bill like that. If the medical association got wind of it, the hospital would end up as dead as a morgue. But Mr. Tigre had no choice but to pay, because his very life depended on it. Order! You say his life depended on it, Mr. Wright? Indeed, it did. Simply because the injured woman was none other than Viola Cadaverni. Did you say Cadaverni? Bruto Cadaverni, mob boss in charge of the whole of all underworld activities in the city, and doting grandfather of the precious Violetta, also known as Viola Cadaverni. Your life was in danger unless you paid compensation to the boss, correct? It makes sense. You were desperate to acquire the $1 million Cadaverni demanded from you. desperate, so desperate, in fact, that you decided to sacrifice Glen Elg's life to pay your debt. On the day of the murder, Mr. Tigre's sole intention was to get his hands on this CD. Glen Elg had no way of paying back $100,000, and Mr. Tigre knew about it. But then a miracle happened. The kind that Mr. Tigre would prefer to say never happened, but it can't, neither can I. The lottery win. Exactly at the 11th hour, Mr. Elg won $500,000 in the lottery, which left Mr. Tigre with no way of getting his hands on the all-important CD. At least, no legitimate way. Salt Bay. Sorry. That's what it reminds me of. Salt Bay. He murdered Glen Elg and then made his next move to frame Eggy Bride for the crime. Mr. Tigre poses Glen Elg, while Viola Cadaverini played the role of Miss Bride. And then they reunited the whole thing in order to establish a witness. The witness being the one we all heard testify yesterday, Mr. Big Taquito. Like I said, Wright, that's crazy. No one could pull stuff like that. For starters, there's no way the chef could have been kept out of it, which is why he was in on it. Mr. Armstrong owed the witness money too, $500,000 in fact. He had no choice but to go along with Mr. Tigre's plan. You've put on a good show, Spiky. If you want to stay alive in the loan shark business, you gotta be careful. You saying I dressed up like that kid, created a witness, and framed someone? If I did something crazy like that, I'd leave a trail as bright as my shirt. I ain't dumb enough to do something sloppy like that. I agree. What? Despite your appearance, you are very careful. That's why you took one more precaution. One more trick to make sure Miss Bride had no way out. What? Another one, Mr. Wright? Interesting. Why didn't you fill us all in, Wright? And we're gonna find out what that trick is in the next part, ladies and gentlemen. I love me some cliffhangers. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and of course subscribe for more. And I'll see you guys later for some more Trials and Tribulations.